I mean, after they won a gazillion awards, they came to me and they asked me if I had any ideas I had, and I gave them a few ideas for editing, and they took them and made them much better. But really, what I had an affinity for poetry for a very long time, and I think of all the angels in hip hop, and there's dance, and there's rap, and there's all that. The spoken word is one of the better angels, right? Because silence is golden. Rapping on music, is one thing, and I get it, and I loved it my whole life. But music is going to inform what they're going to say. It's celebratory, or you can hear it in the music, and it's also a chance to hide the voice. But the true voice that comes from in here, when you speak in the silence, you have to really bring it. And I think that's a great thing that we want artists to do, because artists, inside is where everything exists. Whatever's in scripture is etched inside your soul. Whatever's been taught you that you said that's right, it's because you rang a bell. If you're listening, most people, the world is informing them and not their inside. So poetry is a way to really bring out the heart. Throughout the ages, we know that that's what they've done. And so me always supporting poets over the years, and then seeing someone as great as him. Right. This man is, I'm going to ask him to give you a poem later, and y'all ain't going to believe it, but he's so talented. And this idea of creating this haven for the people who are suffering in that community and shining a light on that community, and then also helping to further the whole spoken word movement. And y'all haven't seen the film is amazing. I get somebody from one part of the world, somebody from a whole different mindset and place, and put them in a room and they'll cry together because it speaks to the human experience, even though it's only about Richmond.
Was there anything that surprised you uniquely about the Richmond poetry, like what you saw in this film?
No, it's not unique, it's beautiful. I mean, in other words, every individual, every poet, is unique. But the thing about Dante is he's especially brilliant. It's funny that we were inspired by the same poet. I wasn't going to do deaf poetry. My brother, Danny Simmons, brought me deaf poetry. I was like, I don't, he said, no, it's really happening. I said, yeah, finger pop and all that, hip hop. And he said, no, and he brought me a poet, and a few poems. But this guy was at a showcase, Black Ice, and we saw Black Ice. He saw him, and it made him a poet, and I saw Black Ice, and made me want to promote poetry, because I figured it's like, how do you make poetry accessible or mainstream? So I always like to make things bigger, and I like to get them and something I feel in my heart usually is not because I'm following the leader, but because I got a gut feeling about something, no matter how different or new. And when I saw Black Ice, I knew that he and that kind of poet, that spoken word could be, seen. And we got a Tony and Peabody Awards and all that stuff because of it, because it really was a commercial moment. That moment is now reemerged, and he's like the best voice I've seen.